my loves, and happy Halloween, my beautiful Virgos. Today we are going to do a general abundance reading. So just take what resonates and toss the rest. It's just a general reading. It is going to lean more towards the abundance, finance, career, wealth, money side. So if you haven't had a chance to check out your other general readings on my channel, please do so. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell because I will be putting up more lovely leaning readings shortly, and you don't want to miss those. Also, I greatly appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button as well as comment. Let me know what you're thinking. If this resonated with you, that kind of thing. I love to interact with you as well. I hope you're having an awesome Halloween. So we're going to go do this in a past, present, future sort of way. And then in the end, we will use the abundance cards to get some clarifiers as well. And again, as I mentioned, this will be leaning more towards the abundance side of things. So we will put general readings out, overall readings later on. So let's go ahead and get started here. Here's your past row, your present row, and your future row. And again, time is fluid in tarot, so please do keep that in mind. You may be already past part of this or still in a section, so keep that in mind. We have the Page of Swords, okay, in your past row, and we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So I do feel like what's happening here is this is something where you have started to kind of see yourself coming forward into opportunities as of late, okay? You see yourself kind of starting to get back in the swing of things, okay? You're still looking backwards here as this Page of Swords. I do feel like you still kind of are, a little bit, kind of looking back at maybe some troubled times financially, or maybe, sometimes that maybe you had a little bit of downtime. Maybe you are just now coming into a new job. Maybe you're just now coming into some new financial opportunities. Maybe you're just kind of starting to get back into a place where you are starting to catch up with the bills, things like that, maybe for you. But I do feel like you are heading in a much better direction because, I can see here that you've had some struggle, some stress, some worry, staying up at night, and that is in reverse now. So I do feel like you are starting to, even here in the past section, so maybe just recent past for many of you, but I do feel like you are starting to kind of make headway a little bit. And that may be in a long time coming for some of you. So again, with this being time being fluid in tarot, that could be the case that for a long time, you guys have really been struggling, really up against it. Maybe you've really been having trouble making ends meet for a very long time. And now you're kind of starting to get some opportunities and chances to get out of that. So kudos to you if that's the case. I do see that as a positive for sure. And going into the where you are now column, and for some of you, maybe you're just starting to work your way into that. I see the Ace of Cups in reverse. And I think for a lot of you, I just kind of read that as you are really just being cautious. And I do think that is, again, kind of harkens back to this Page of Swords kind of looking back, right? So I think for a lot of you, maybe you had some family members, friends, coworkers, contacts maybe that weren't necessarily the best for you financially, right? Maybe they kind of cheated you. Maybe they kind of just did you wrong. Maybe they kind of took you for granted financially, or didn't give you your just due at work, or the raises they promised, or different things. But I do feel like you had some connections that maybe didn't do you the best, okay? So you have this ace energy in you, right? You have the charisma. You have that ability to make friends, family connections, all of these different things, right? Work connections with people, but you're being very much more guarded this time than you have been in the past with who you're pouring those connections out to, right? So I think that's just kind of, you've kind of learned a lesson, I feel like. And I do think that's kind of behooved you here. And that's why we see you starting to kind of move forward, but still keeping your eye on the past. And we see the Emperor card here too, okay? So this, we'll get clarifiers, obviously more cards here, but that could be your energy where you're really starting to take charge of things. Or it could be somebody coming into you that is really giving you a connection, an opportunity to really move forward, really grow. So where you've kind of gotten that Page of Swords opportunity to kind of take a step forward, with your finances. Take a step forward. Maybe you've gotten a new job. Maybe you've gotten, and when I say new, again, remember time's fluid. So new could be relative for you. Maybe it's just new over the past few months and you're just now kind of starting to catch up with things. But, or maybe you've started your own new business or gotten a new partnership or, what have you. But, this person is going to be key to your success because this is a very strong person who has all of the capacity to really build you up in a way that could make you very, very, very well to do in a financial sense. Should you, really want to go that route, pour yourself into it. So I think this is someone that you can be trusting of. This is a trustworthy person. This is somebody you can really put, again, while you're being very cautious, which is very good of who you're trusting and who you're pouring your resources and your mental capacity into, your time, effort, energy. This is someone who is going to behoove you, okay? And then going forward into your future here, we have the Death card in reverse, which is letting me know that this is something where you're taking off, okay? Instead of something that needs to come to an end and kind of restart, this is where you've actually already had something end in the past and you are already kind of on the trajectory forward, right? So this is something new. This is something where you really are getting kind of momentum, okay? And then here we have the Two of Swords here. And if you look, the person is blindfolded in this. And this is actually a very positive, very strong, bold card in that it's kind of like saying, you know what, you can give me either or. You can give me any choice you want. I'll take them blindfolded because at this point, I feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and any choice that I make, I'm going to be able to take that fork in the road and make the best of it, right? Doesn't matter, okay? I can do anything with it. So this is a strong, powerful card. This is, showing your strength in itself. So let's get another clarifier here on the past row. And that's showing the Seven of Swords in reverse, okay? Which is usually kind of like, okay, I got to change direction. I got to get out of here. I got to kind of like take what I've got left to go fight the next battle because I may have to leave some stuff behind, but this is in reverse. So again, I feel like you've already done that a long time ago. And again, I think your recent past, and again, recent is relative to what you've been through, but I feel like you've already kind of made that move. So you don't need to change course. You are already on your correct course. And I feel like you're already, put that anxiety behind you, put that stress behind you. Maybe you aren't moving as fast as you necessarily want to. We always can be impatient and want to move things faster, but I definitely think that you are on the right path. You're on the right trajectory. You're feeling better. Things are starting to build for you. I think the momentum will come, especially with me seeing this Emperor card in the current section. I do think that momentum will come. You will get bigger and better opportunities as you go along. And those are your choice to seize those or not. But I definitely think that you are definitely moving in a positive path. So let's come over here into where you are now, speaking of which, and let's get some more clarifiers, a couple more cards on this row and kind of see what we're looking at there on the Emperor here. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, okay? And I think with that regard, it's not necessarily something where, it's the Knight of Swords being in reverse is meaning, okay, that those opportunities are going to go away. What I see that as is that you are putting opportunities out, okay? You are kind of, instead of the opportunities coming into you, the Knight of Swords are bringing that strong strength, power to you. That's already happened at some point, right? So in your recent past. Now you are pushing the opportunities out, right? So, and I feel like this Emperor here is going to be somebody who is going to be pivotal in that. They're going to show you how to use your strengths, use your wisdom to make good decisions, make good choices, make good connections. Because this Ace of Cups in reverse, again, is letting me know that you are being judicious in whom you put your trust in, who you are associating with in the financial realm, things like that. And so this Knight of Swords is, again, you're picking who you want to present opportunities to. Who do you want to pull into your inner circle for work, for jobs, for, investing with, for, having around you in a financial sense, even giving information to, right? So I feel like that's what the Knight of Swords is here. It's kind of like your energy and you're just being very cautious in who you give those opportunities to. But they're your opportunities to give, right? So again, I do feel like this is all you moving forward. You may be starting your own business. You may be, now in a position of being a boss, and people are coming to you for jobs, raises, promotions, things like that. Even if you're, in a corporate setting still, you may be on a higher level, and now you are able to give other people that opportunity. So all of this is all very positive, though. It's very much showing that you have the upper hand now that I did not see before, right? So let's get another one on here. Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords, and it's in reverse again. So again, conflict is behind you, struggle is behind you, the people who are, turn their back on you, behind you again. And it's all kind of hearkening back again, I feel like, to where you've got that Ace of Cups energy in reverse. You're an ace, but you're being very judicious in who you, share that with, who you deal with, right? And again, I feel like over here, it all starts with this Page of Swords. They're looking back, but they're swinging forward again. So I feel like very much that you have had some people in your past, maybe recent past, maybe long distance past, but you've had some people in your past that maybe did you wrong, weren't the best around you, maybe kind of screwed you over, and you're not doing that again. And this time you're in the position to offer opportunities to those who deserve it, but not take any crap or flack or, being cheated by those who, you should not allow in your inner circle. So good for you, because that's putting all of that behind you and allowing you to have kind of control over your own narrative financially, and, job-wise, wealth-wise, that kind of thing. And there's nothing really better than that. So let's see, going into the future here, of course, we have the Death card. Like I said, we don't want to stop that train. We want to keep that train rolling, and you are. And here, you have choices. It looks like you're going to have, choices, maybe choices to, choose between people. You may have choices to choose between, which way to go in a business decision, whether to go on your own or stay in corporate. You may have a lot of choices, but here I feel like you are so strong and powerful by this point that you're like blindfolded. I could pick either way. It's not going to matter. I've got this at this point, and I've surrounded myself with the right people so that I know that whichever way I go, I've got the right people at my back, which is so, so, so critical and important. And I think that's a lesson you've learned probably the hard way. I'm feeling that from a lot of you. So you've earned that, right? You've earned it. So let's get another one on here. So we've got the High Priestess in reverse, and the High Priestess is one where, you've got to kind of make a decision. You got to consult your insides, spiritual, you've got to kind of put everything into order. What are you going to do? Right versus wrong. And I think this is in reverse because you don't need to do that anymore. I do feel like this is something where you're not learning anymore. You've already been taught the lessons. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. And I really, truly believe that is all something that you've earned. Again, I believe you have gone through some stuff financially, maybe been screwed over by friends, family members, best friends, co-workers, partners, business venture, people, what have you at some point, maybe just been misinformed by people that, and so you've gone into investments poorly, things like that. Could be any number of things. But again, I think that's a lesson you've learned. So you don't need to really consult higher powers, your internal, morals. You know what you need to do. That's all kind of a done deal. Now it's just more, it's putting it into practice. Let's get another one here on that. Ace of Wands again. So this is powerful, powerful strength. Not only have you got that Ace of Cups opportunities, power over here in the current, but again, in reverse. So I do think you're just being cautious who you give it to. But here you've got the Ace of Wands opportunity, which tells me that not only have you got the, that ace energy, but now you've got the wands. Okay. So again, here, because you're putting it into practice, you're so confident at this point, again, blindfolded, choosing, pick me a side, doesn't matter. I've surrounded myself with the right people, right? So at this point, you're able to just take advantage of those opportunities. Okay. You don't have to be so careful now. You can put those opportunities into practice, right? Because you have got the right people, the trusted people. You've done your due diligence. You've earned this right to kind of be able to, you know, move forward with people that you can trust with your money, with your businesses, with your, you know, as your backups at work, your co-workers, whatever it may be in the financial wealth realm, and just keep grinding away and utilizing every opportunity that's coming your way. Not only are you able to push opportunities out, but you're able to take opportunities in and turn them and burn them into more and more opportunities, right? That's what the ace power is all about, right? So let's get one last card here, and then we'll pull some clarifiers. So this one is the Five of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. And the Five of Pentacles is one where you're trying to learn how to, you know, really carry somebody, right? You're like struggling a little bit yourself because you're carrying dead weight. And this is in reverse. And I think, again, that's been something you've had to do. I think you've had to carry dead weight. I think you've had to deal with people who have pulled you down. They've been an anchor to you. And I think that, again, I think you've learned from that. And that's why you've kept your eye kind of on the past, but you've learned from history, right? You've learned from your personal history who to trust, who not to trust. You've made good judicious decisions about who now going forward to keep in your trusted circle. You've really tightened that circle up. And I've seen that all the way through. And so I do feel like at that point, you know, you are no longer dealing with those kinds of people that you have to worry about, you know, carrying on your back or being baggage or being dead weight or, you know, being a drain on you or being an anchor around your, you know, ankle, whatever, because this is in reverse. It's saying, you know what, from now on, it's sky's the limit for you, really, because now you have your own sense of, you know, what you need to do, what you want to do, and you know who you can and can't trust, and you're only accepting those who you really, really, really feel like you vetted well enough in your inner circle, right? And that's the best people to have around. So let's go ahead and pull an abundance card rather on each row and kind of see what that has to say for us and close you out. And hopefully you will go forth and enjoy this lovely Halloween, and things will follow along with this. Hopefully this resonates with you because it's looking fantastic, honestly. So let's grab one here for each and see what we've got going. All right, so flow. And this does look like you are going with the flow. So in the past, it does look like recent past, you have made the change. You've started moving towards better things, going with the flow a little bit more. Again, that Page of Swords is kind of moving forward. You're still keeping your eye on the past, so you're learning from it, not making the same mistakes again, but you're moving forward, kind of flowing. You know, you're not pushing the envelope, you're not doing anything too crazy, but you're moving forward, you know, releasing the stress, kind of just moving forward at a steady pace. But I do see that picking up more here, of course, in the middle when we see the Emperor, when we see, you know, that Knight of Swords in reverse, where you're able to kind of push out some opportunities yourself. But I do feel like if you're still in this stage, you know, you just ride it, you know, right? You're riding, you're doing the right thing. You're doing a good thing. You're not getting resistance, which is good, because you may have had years of resistance from some of your partners or coworkers or, you know, other people financially. And I don't feel like you're having that now. So that's already your first step forward, right? Energetic clearing. And I feel like this is what's absolutely happening here with this Ace of Cups in reverse energy is you are absolutely saying, no, I am going to be very particular who I pour my energy out to. That's why, you know, I have that Ace energy. I know I've got so much to give, but I'm not going to pour it into, waste my time, effort, energy, all of that financial knowledge, know-how, income, whatever on people who aren't going to be there putting as much in as I am, giving as much back as I'm giving, all of that. So you're going to do, you know, an energetic clearing of people who aren't, you know, giving to you what you're giving out, right? It's going to be a more, what am I saying? There's going to be more synergy here, more people working together, people working in unison, people trying to be on the same page, doing, you know, equal and fair kind of work. And I think that is going to help everybody to feel a little bit happier and do more for each other. And it's gonna work out a lot better for you. And then the last thing is reframe. And I think that is exactly what you do. I think you reframe everything. I think you start reframing the way you handle things. I think you start feeling at this point going in the future that you are on a roll. You have kind of reframed the key, right? You've kind of started to understand what the key is, what it is you need to do. You need to really realize that people around you can be those anchors. These can be the anchors, even when you think they're there to help you. If they're not giving you as much as you're giving them, if they're not putting in as much as they're taking out, if they're not, as honest with you financially, work-wise, whatever that you are with them, those kinds of things, those can all cost you dearly. And I think you've learned that. And now you're reframing the way you handle this with people, the way you do your business, the way you choose who to do business with in general, as far as internal and external customers, clients, partners, things like that. And I feel like that in general is completely changing the way that you are able to communicate, do business, grow, and it's going to be monumental for you because it's getting rid of all of that dead weight that you've had, and it's allowing you to really just Ace of Wands opportunity, just take it and run with it. So I feel like you are going to be able to really and truly dominate that kind of part of your, your work life, your finance life, whatever it is that you are seeking in that realm, because you're going to be able to figure out the key, really, which is learn from the mistakes that you made before. And that was a lot of, kind of accepting the people who weren't really giving what they were taking, or were using you, or, maybe cheated you straight outright, that's nice ways to say those things, but maybe even worse than that. But ultimately, you're clearing those people out and reframing the way you handle things that are going to be better to you, for you, right? Be your own self-advocate. So that's what I think you're doing. You're reframing yourself to advocate for yourself, and that's really going to behoove you. So hopefully this works out for you. I think everything looks fantastic. I don't see anything that doesn't say that you are on a giant uphill grade, a perfect slope. So I hope this is all working for you. If it does, please do like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all that other great stuff. And I hope you have a great Halloween. Bye.